Strategy number 3 is called the 30-30 program. Now what that means is 30 meaningful communications to a group of 150 people yields 30 referrals. I mean, these are truly bankable results. So how do we do that? Well, if you can get a mindset that 3 things have to happen before someone will actually connect you to another person. Number 1 is they have to notice a person. Then they have to think of you, and then they have to introduce you. And we've already made the distinction that when you're asking people to refer you, it may not create a bankable result. People could be out referring you right now, but you're not creating bankable results. In order to create a bankable results, people have to introduce you. So people right now could be handing out your business card, talking about people to you, but you're not producing a result. It only happens when the introduction occurs. So what we teach is how to help people notice the people you want them to notice. And then once they notice those people, to think of you. And once they think of you, then move towards introducing you to the person that they've noticed. Now the secret to this is every month have a different person that they can notice. And we use a series of tools. One is called an encouragement card, another one is called a newsletter, and a third one is called a letter from the heart. And you'll receive samples of each one of these tools, and you'll see exactly what it takes to create a communication to help people notice, think of you, and then introduce you. So for example, you may have a theme for a month that would say that you're looking for first-time home buyers. Now, what are all the different scenarios that could bring into awareness for a person that somebody might be buying their first home? Somebody might just been living in an apartment, they got a promotion from a job and now they've got some new money. Or it could be somebody living in an apartment right now and their family's expanding. Or it could be somebody who's living in an apartment right now, they're going to get married. And that's just 3 examples. I could give you dozens of examples. But what you want to learn how to do is ask your client base, your 150 people every month, if they've noticed this type of a person. So for example, you'd say in a direct mail piece or in a telephone conversation or in an email, and we'll show you how to use all 3 mediums. But if you were to say to a person, the next time you're in a conversation with a person who you've noticed is their family is expanding, maybe they're pregnant right now and they're about to give birth to a 2nd or 3rd child and they're in an apartment and they're talking about the limited amount of space that they have and what they want to do is get into a home of their own. Would you feel comfortable just taking out your cell phone, looking at my number and calling me immediately? And what I'm now doing is I'm making that the theme. Now I could put that message on a postcard. I could put that message woven into the thread of my newsletter. I could put that inside a letter just telling a story about how a person bought their first home. Or I could talk about weddings in the month of February, how during the month of February, this is the time where the most people get engaged. And when people get engaged, that starts to trigger a series of events that leads to people buying their first home. And what we've been able to do is identify all of these trigger points. What are the key points that people just notice in conversation every day? And what you want to do is bring it up to a higher level of awareness with all of your communication, and then ask them when they do notice that situation that you're encouraging them to notice, to think of you. And when they think of you, to introduce you. So we'll help you lay that whole campaign out. But right now, I'm sure I've given you a few ideas right now. Who do you want people to notice right now? Instead of just saying, do you know anyone who wants to buy or sell, and constantly beating your base up with those words, what you're going to do is you're going to alienate yourself, as opposed to be more conversational all of your communication, asking them every time you come in communication with them, have you noticed this type of person? How about this type of person? How about this type of person? How about this type of situation? How about this type of situation? And it's like playing the game Go Fish. You know, eventually what they're going to say, oh, I've got one of those. And we know that if you communicate with your client base 30 times in a meaningful way, asking them to notice different scenarios, they'll think of you and they will introduce you to at least 30 people to yield you a 20%. And with all the tools that I can provide you in the main event live, you can do this easily. So those are the 3 keys. Number 1 is focus on a small group of people, 150 people. Connect the referral chains first, and then start to ask people to notice situations, think of you, and then introduce you. So there it is. That's the before, the during, and the after unit of your business. So now, we have talked about the 3 units of your business. And imagine you gaining mastery of these 3 systems, the before system, the during system, and the after system, and easily generating 3 extra transactions in the next 60 days. Because in the before unit, you now know you have to have a predictable, consistent method of producing a result. If it's not predictable, you don't do it. You know right now that you need to target a very specific group of people, not trying to be all things to all people. And number 3 is you got to eliminate the competition. And then in your during unit, you have to recognize this as the referral opportunity. And then you got to measure your results. And then you got to master the magic words that get referrals. And then in your after unit, you're focusing on 150 people. You're connecting the chains, and you're focusing on the 30 most important communications to that group of people so they'll notice people, think of you, and then introduce you. So that's the beginning of building a system. Now compare that to what you're currently doing right now. Compare that to your current structure in your business. And imagine if you were to start to install a before unit, a during unit, and an after unit in your business, how you could consistently and predictably do 3 to 4 transactions every month, month in and month out. And that's what my intention is with you, is to lead you and guide you into creating a predictable, consistent, reliable monthly income. And the way you do that is with a deliberate, organized business system. And the easiest way for me to help you get from where you are to where you want to be is to give to you our training called the Main Event Live 3-Day Seminar. And this is a seminar that we've put on CD so you can have access to it 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. You can listen to it in your car, you can upload it onto your MP3, you can exercise with it, you can take walks with it, or you can just sit down along with the CDs and the 252-page workbook, and you and I could take the class together. And you'll be constantly referring to these tools because it's like having an encyclopedia for building a system in your business. And as you go through each one of the CDs, what you'll discover are different aspects of each unit of your business, the before, the during, and the after unit. And you'll work on one system a little bit, you'll get that installed, you'll start to produce bankable results from that, and then you'll move to the next system, you start to create bankable results from that. And by the time you've gone through all 16 or 17 hours of the training, what you're going to have is this new business that is really ready for the new world. And the best part about that is because I've been able to put this on CD like this, put it into a workbook like this, that I can give this to you for $199. And all you have to do is go over to bankableresults.com and take a look at all of the elements to this training program. And then most importantly, once you've received your materials, is then read inside your kit the yellow letter. And the yellow letter says, jumpstart your business right now with personal one-to-one business planning session. And I'll give you a phone number there. And what I'm asking you to do, as soon as you receive your kit, is to call that 800 number and set up a 90-minute one-on-one business consultation where you're going to meet with a business consultant, and what they're going to do is they're going to give you a blueprint based on where you are in your business. Now, I don't know where you are specifically, but in that 90-minute consultation, we'll be able to ask you enough insightful questions, the type of questions that maybe the typical trainer would never ask you, but they're the type of questions that once we ask you, we really discover where you are right now in your business. And then based on where you're at, we're going to give you the suggested path on what to follow in this 3-day live training. And for some of you, you may start with CD1, and for some of you might start with CD14, depending on where you're at right now. You and your business development consultant will make the decision what's the best path for you to go through this process. It's our intention here at Referral Only is to help you get from where you are to where you want to be. And we know that the easiest way to get from here to there is through a business development system. So we've done our best to put the tools in place for you and make it easy for you right now to get started. And all you have to do is go over to bankableresults.com and order your Main Event Live 3-Day Seminar, and then call the number on the yellow sheet of paper inside your kit when you get your materials, and immediately schedule your one-to-one business consultation so we can put a blueprint together to move you from the old world to the new world. Thank you very much. I look forward to coaching you to having your best year ever. Thank you.